A beautiful town slowly awakens. The sun rises above distant hills. Shop owners open their businesses. People begin another ordinary day.
Time to open up.
There are moments in life that seem ordinary when they happen. Moments that feel small. Forgettable. Just another day. But sometimes, those ordinary moments are standing quietly at the edge of a storm, waiting for everything to change. This is the story of Michael Cole, a man whose life was destroyed by betrayal, a man who spent years chasing revenge, only to discover that revenge often destroys the person seeking it. Michael works beneath a vehicle. His hands are covered in grease. He laughs with customers. The atmosphere is warm and friendly. Michael Cole was known throughout Riverdale as a hard-working man. His father had built this workshop decades ago. After his father's passing, Michael continued the family business. The work was difficult. The income was modest. But Michael never complained. He believed success was not measured by wealth. Success was measured by peace. And Michael had peace. To Michael, nothing in the world mattered more than his family. Emma was his greatest supporter. Grace was the light of his life. He believed their future would be bright. He had no idea darkness was already approaching. Richard Blackwood was one of the most powerful men in Riverdale. His wealth seemed endless. His influence reached every corner of the town. People respected him publicly. But privately, many feared him. Rumors followed him everywhere. Stories of corruption, land theft, bribery, intimidation. Yet no one ever managed to prove anything. Michael had spent weeks examining public records. What he found troubled him deeply. Several local families had lost land under suspicious circumstances, and all roads seemed to lead back to Richard Blackwood. These records show multiple illegal transfers. Families lost property they legally owned. The crowd begins whispering. Richard remains calm, but his eyes become cold. Very cold. Powerful people rarely forgive public humiliation. And Richard Blackwood never forgot an enemy. Within weeks, strange things began happening. Business slowed dramatically. Trusted suppliers disappeared. Customers stopped coming. False rumors spread throughout Riverdale. People who once trusted Michael suddenly questioned his integrity. It wasn't a coincidence. It was a campaign. A carefully planned attack. Michael suspected Richard was behind everything. But suspicion wasn't proof. And without proof, there was nothing he could do.
We'll get through it.
Then disaster struck. A disaster that would erase years of hard work in a single night. The fire spread rapidly, consuming tools, equipment, records, dreams. Everything Michael had built. Gone. Firefighters inspect the damage. Michael stands frozen. The remains of his business smolder behind him. Authorities ruled the fire accidental. Faulty wiring. An unfortunate tragedy. But Michael wasn't convinced. Deep inside, he believed someone wanted to destroy him. And he knew exactly who. Emma says, "We'll rebuild. Money comes and goes. What matters is that we're together." Michael nods. Emma was the only thing holding him together. Without her, the darkness might have consumed him much sooner. Emma drives. Grace sits beside her. They laugh together. Headlights appear in the distance. A speeding truck approaches. The rain intensifies. Some tragedies arrive without warning, without mercy, without explanation. And when they arrive, nothing is ever the same again. The truck loses control. Everything happens in seconds. Darkness. Silence. No words can fully describe the pain of losing those you love. Some wounds never truly heal. They simply become part of who you are. Michael's world ended that night. Emma was gone. Grace was gone. And the man who left the hospital was no longer the same man who entered it. Rain falls. Two coffins rest beside open graves. Michael stands alone. Broken. Silent. Grief can take many forms. For some people, it becomes sadness. For others, it becomes anger. For Michael Cole, it became something far more dangerous. A desire for revenge. The house feels empty. Grace's drawings remain on the walls. Emma's belongings remain untouched. Michael sits in darkness. Night after night, Michael replayed every tragedy. His ruined business. The fire. The rumors. The deaths. And in every memory, one face remained. Richard Blackwood. The seed of revenge had been planted. And over the next 10 years, it would grow into an obsession. The sky glows orange as the sun slowly disappears beyond the horizon. Michael stands before the graves of Emma and Grace. His eyes are empty. His face is emotionless. A cold wind moves through the cemetery. Days turned into weeks. Weeks became months. Months became years. But grief never left Michael Cole. It remained with him every morning. Every night. Every moment in between. Some people learn to live with pain. Michael chose a different path. He decided to feed it. Riverdale held too many memories. Every street reminded him of Emma. Every corner reminded him of Grace. Every breath reminded him of what he had lost. And so, Michael left. Not to heal. Not to recover. But to prepare. The next 10 years transformed Michael completely. He worked wherever he could. He saved every dollar. He studied relentlessly. Business. Technology. Finance. Human behavior. Everything became a weapon. Everything became part of a plan. The man who once repaired engines was slowly rebuilding himself into something far more dangerous. Most people move forward after tragedy. Michael moved deeper into it. His pain became an obsession. His obsession became a mission. And his mission had only one target. Richard Blackwood. 10 years later, Michael walks confidently through a busy city. He is older, stronger, more disciplined, more intimidating. 10 years can change a person. The smiling mechanic was gone. In his place stood a man shaped by grief. A man driven by purpose. A man returning home. A bus arrives. Michael steps off carrying a small bag. He studies the town silently. Riverdale looked different. New buildings. New businesses. New faces. Yet beneath the surface, the town remained exactly the same. And so did the corruption. A massive modern office building dominates the skyline. Employees enter and leave. Luxury vehicles line the parking area. While Michael suffered, Richard Blackwood prospered. His company had grown into a powerful empire. People admired him, respected him, celebrated him. But Michael knew appearances could be deceiving. Michael sits alone near a window. Across the street stands Richard's headquarters. Michael quietly observes, taking notes. watching everything. Revenge had taught Michael patience. He didn't rush. He didn't act emotionally. He watched, listened, learned, and waited. Every empire leaves footprints. Financial records, property transactions, hidden partnerships. The deeper Michael looked, the darker the picture became.
These trends are critical. We must act before the next
Stacks of documents surround Michael. He discovers old land transfer records. His eyes narrow. Some secrets survive because nobody bothers to search for them. Michael searched, and what he found confirmed his suspicions. Families had indeed lost land illegally. Documents had been manipulated. Records had disappeared, and Richard Blackwood's name appeared again and again. Michael meets an elderly farmer. The man looks nervous. People were afraid to speak. Richard had too much power. Fear is often the greatest ally of corruption. For years, people remained silent. But silence weakens when someone is willing to listen.
I remember when this office was full of
One by one, the victims spoke. Stories emerged. Different people, different experiences. Yet the pattern remained the same. Power abused, lives damaged, truth buried.
I have to be careful with what I'm about to share. These files could change everything. The information in here is confidential.
Michael organizes evidence across a table. Files, photographs, financial reports, witness statements. For the first time in years, Michael felt close. Close to answers. Close to justice. Close to revenge. But the closer he moved toward his goal, the darker his thoughts became. Something unexpected was happening. Michael imagined victory countless times. Yet every step forward felt strangely empty. The anger remained. The loneliness remained. The pain remained. He began to wonder, could revenge truly heal anything? Someone has been asking questions. People are talking again. Richard turned slowly. His expression hardens. Richard said,
The numbers don't add up.
"Find out who it is."
What do you mean? Show me.
Immediately.
Large withdrawals were being
The assistant nods nervously.
I don't know, but they're
For the first time in years, Richard Blackwood felt something unfamiliar. Concern. The hunter had become the hunted. And the game was only beginning. For 10 years, Michael Cole had waited for this moment. Every sacrifice, every sleepless night, every lonely mile of his journey had brought him here. Closer than ever to exposing Richard Blackwood. Closer than ever to justice. Or perhaps, closer than ever to revenge. A woman exits a news agency carrying a camera bag. She moves with confidence and purpose. This is Olivia Reed, investigative journalist. Truth often survives because of people willing to chase it. People willing to ask difficult questions. People willing to challenge powerful men. Olivia Reed was one of those people. And soon, her path would cross Michael's. Michael sits quietly reviewing documents. Olivia approaches his table. She places a folder beside him. Sometimes allies appear when they are needed most. Olivia had spent years investigating corruption. She had heard rumors about Richard Blackwood. Rumors that refused to disappear. Now she wanted answers. Just as much as Michael did. Together they began uncovering a disturbing pattern. The deeper they searched, the darker the truth became. Richard Blackwood's empire wasn't built on success alone. It was built on fear, manipulation, and silence.
Tell me what you saw at your old job.
I saw them hiding safety issues. They threatened me.
Who threatened you? Can you prove it?
My boss, I have emails. I'm scared for my family.
Piece by piece, the puzzle began to form. Every document confirmed another lie. Every witness revealed another secret. Every discovery strengthened the case and weakened Richard's empire. Richard studies a report. His face grows darker with every page. His assistant stands nervously nearby. Powerful people often believe they are untouchable, but even the strongest walls begin to crack. Richard could feel pressure building around him. Questions were spreading. Whispers were becoming conversations, and conversations were becoming investigations. The closer Michael moved toward the truth, the more dangerous the journey became. Someone was watching. Someone was following. Someone wanted him to stop asking questions. But after 10 years of pain, fear no longer controlled him. And then, Michael discovered something he never expected. Something capable of changing everything. A hidden report, buried years ago, forgotten by almost everyone, except the truth. The night Emma and Grace died. Rain pours heavily. Headlights cut through darkness. The truck approaches. For 10 years, Michael believed Richard Blackwood had orchestrated every tragedy in his life. The ruined business, the fire, the loss of his family. But the report told a different story. A difficult story. A painful story. The truck driver had been intoxicated. The collision had been investigated. And despite Michael's suspicions, there was no evidence connecting Richard to the accident. The revelation struck like lightning. Richard had indeed harmed him. Richard had indeed destroyed lives. But Emma and Grace had not been victims of Richard's revenge. They had been victims of a tragic accident. For 10 years, Michael had carried hatred for a crime Richard never committed. Sometimes the truth is harder to accept than a lie, especially when the lie has become part of your identity. Michael had spent a decade feeding his anger. Now the foundation of that anger was beginning to collapse. And with it, the man he had become. Sometimes the truth is harder to accept than a lie,
Lord, guide me.
especially when the lie has become part of your identity. Michael had spent a decade feeding his anger. Now the foundation of that anger was beginning to collapse. And with it, the man he had become. Olivia reviews the evidence. She looks at Michael. Concern fills her eyes. You have enough evidence now. The truth can come out. Olivia saw something Michael could not. The battle was no longer against Richard. The battle was inside Michael himself. Justice and revenge were pulling him in opposite directions. And soon, he would have to choose. Richard Blackwood sensed the walls closing in.
What have I done?
Years of corruption. Years of intimidation.
What have I done?
Years of carefully hidden secrets were finally catching up to him. The empire he built was beginning to shake. And he knew it. Michael finally possessed what he had chased for 10 years. Evidence. Truth. Power. The ability to bring Richard Blackwood down. But another question remained. Would he use that power for revenge? Or would he use it for justice? The answer would determine not only Richard's future, but his own. The sun slowly disappears beyond the horizon. Darkness settles over Riverdale. And in that darkness, a choice awaited. For 10 years, Michael Cole believed revenge would heal him. For 10 years, he imagined this moment. The moment when power would finally belong to him. The moment when Richard Blackwood would pay for everything. But standing above Riverdale, Michael realized something. Revenge had never brought him peace. And it never would. Michael sits alone reviewing every document one final time. Photographs. Financial records. Witness statements. Evidence of corruption. The truth was undeniable. Richard Blackwood had destroyed lives. Families had lost homes. Businesses had collapsed. People had suffered. Justice was necessary. But justice and revenge were not the same thing. One seeks accountability. The other seeks pain. And Michael finally understood the difference. The next morning, Michael made a decision. Not as a victim. Not as a man seeking revenge. But as a citizen seeking justice. The evidence was delivered directly to law enforcement. No threats. No manipulation. Only truth. Years of corruption unfolded before Detective Harris. Property fraud. Bribery. Financial crimes. Witness intimidation. The evidence was overwhelming and impossible to ignore.
The financial records show large transfers to offshore.
For the first time in years,
Place the suspect at the scene.
the system began to
His
move.
route matches the transactions.
Investigators followed the evidence.
Good, let's move.
Witnesses came forward.
Clear, you saw the suspect.
Hidden records were uncovered. And the walls protecting Richard Blackwood started to crumble.
Because I was walking my dog after the news.
I
Richard
have
receives a
everything
phone
under
call.
control.
His confident expression slowly disappears.
How is
Power
that
can make
possible?
people feel
You
invincible.
need to get out now.
But no empire lasts
This
forever.
can't be happening.
Richard sensed the danger immediately.
Check the transaction.
The investigation was no longer rumor.
High-volume trades at odd
It was real.
And the expense
And it was growing.
Yes, I'll flag them for review.
The story spread quickly. Questions became headlines. Headlines became public outrage. The truth was finally reaching the people. And once the truth is released, it becomes difficult to contain. Investigators enter Richard's company building. Employees watch nervously. Documents are carried out in evidence boxes. For years, people believed Richard Blackwood was untouchable. Now they watched investigators walk through the front doors. The illusion of power was beginning to disappear. And reality was taking its place. Fear had protected corruption, but courage was exposing it. Former associates began speaking. Employees shared information. Victims told their stories. The truth grew stronger with every voice. For the first time in decades, Richard Blackwood was alone. No amount of money could silence the evidence. No amount of influence could erase the truth. The consequences he spent years avoiding had finally arrived. A courtroom filled with spectators, journalists, witnesses, residents of Riverdale. Judge Thompson presides. Justice does not move quickly, but when supported by truth, it moves steadily. The evidence was presented. Witnesses testified. Facts replaced rumors. And accountability replaced fear.
I saw the defendant at the scene.
Order. The objection is sustained.
Richard stands silently. The weight of years rests on his shoulders. Michael watches from the gallery. Michael expected satisfaction. He expected victory. Instead, he felt something unexpected. Relief. Not because Richard was suffering, but because the burden he carried for 10 years was finally lifting. Michael stands before Emma and Grace's graves. Fresh flowers rest at the headstones. The morning sun shines softly. Some wounds never completely disappear. Loss remains. Memories remain. Love remains. But pain no longer has to control the future. For the first time in years, Michael came to the cemetery without anger. Children laugh outside a newly opened community center. Families gather. Volunteers help residents. Michael watches proudly. In the years that followed, Michael chose a different purpose. Instead of destroying lives, he dedicated himself to rebuilding them. The man once consumed by revenge became a source of hope. And in helping others heal, he finally began healing himself. Revenge promises satisfaction. But most often, it prolongs suffering. Justice seeks truth. Revenge seeks pain. One heals communities. The other destroys souls. Michael Cole spent 10 years chasing revenge, only to discover that peace could never be found in another person's downfall. It could only be found within himself. The camera slowly rises toward the sunset. The town stretches peacefully below. Because the greatest victory is not defeating your enemy. The greatest victory is refusing to become like them. Thank you for watching. May this story remind us all that even in darkness, we still have the power to choose who we become.